All right, so we have pulled the fiber off of the drum carder, and I'm going to spin. This is a Lendrum double treadle traveling wheel. It's the only one I have, which is odd because most spinners have 7 or 8 wheels. I have started with yarn. I don't spin my own lead. I just use a piece of yarn because it's easier for me. And we're going to get started. My feet are going to pedal turning the big wheel. This cord turns the little wheel, and the fiber comes from my hands through the hole and onto the bobbin. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to take just a little bit of fiber here and lay it on top and let the spinning pull it in. There it goes. So all the wheel does, it's so hard with the Band-Aid. All the wheel does is twist the fiber around. And once it has twist, it's strong. I will weigh another 60 grams out, do the same process, and fill another bobbin. And then I will spin them together for a 2-ply yarn. The bunnies who I got this wool from are 2 girls and 1 boy. Peaches and Skippy are the girls. Caramel is the boy. Peaches will close her eyes as you pet her. She just wants to be held. She just wants to be in your arms. Caramel, the boy, is a little more persnickety. He just wants to jump on your hands when you're trying to feed him. It's not exactly something I like him to do, so I let him know. But he thinks it's a really fun game. Skippy is another one who's just the sweetest little girl. She loves to be pet. They like to be pet right on their noses. So I just keep adding more and more fiber. When I'm finished with the 2-ply yarn, I'll have about 120 grams. And it takes 40 to 50 grams to make a pair of gloves. So I can get at least 2 pairs of gloves out of this. And I think I still have partial yarn left from the, there's some hay. So we're going to pull that out. From the previous batch I did, I've got some yarn left, so I might be able to get 3 pairs of gloves. And right now, this is the color that I do not have. And these gloves sold out. So I need to resupply. As you can see from behind the wheel, I have your typical craft room, meaning I have stuff everywhere. You see a table behind me, behind the wheel, and that table is my haircut table. So when bunnies get their hair cut, I use that table. I put a towel on it. The neat thing is I take about 2 hours to give them a haircut. And during that time I use the scissors, and I can pet them and hold them and check them, check their teeth, check their ears, scratch your tummies, which sometimes they like, sometimes they don't. Scratch their hind quarters because they love that. And just basically work with them, learning more about them. I can get between 70 and 110 grams per haircut. So I get almost 2 pairs of gloves from the smaller bunnies and at least 2 pairs of gloves per shearing from my larger bunnies. I want to make sure we try to keep an even yarn. And sometimes I'll let things go through because rabbit yarn is a bit forgiving. The end product, as people wear my gloves, the gloves start to halo, which means this fluffy you see here starts fluffing out in the gloves, and that covers up any mistakes I might make. I'll also sometimes let secondary cuts go through because they easily pull out later. Ooh, if you didn't just see, my hand moves this back and forth so that I can get an even amount of yarn on the bobbin. Although many times I forget, and then I'll have an area that's finished because I let it fill up too much. And yeah, that's okay too. It doesn't hurt anything, it just looks funny. My left hand is holding the fiber because the wheel is pulling it into the bobbin. This pulls here. So my left hand is making sure that it's not going to get caught and pulled into the wheel without my right hand making sure something's there. My right hand is drafting, which means I'm pulling on the fiber and trying to make sure that only so much fiber goes through my left hand, making the yarn a consistent width. There's a secondary cut. We'll pull that out. When you're giving a wiggly bunny a haircut, you don't always get to make perfect cuts. So sometimes there's a little bit left. You go back and cut that tiny little piece off, and then that becomes a secondary cut. I've thought about using shears, but to be honest, I'm kind of scared of them. So I'm fine with my scissors. It gives me more time with my bunny. All right, so I will keep going and I will show you when I am done with all of this fiber. All right, so we're continuing on, and I'm probably not going to get this done tonight because I have to go out and feed soon. So I'll just let you watch for a little while longer, and then gotta go take care of the fur babies. All right, and I need to go and feed my animals, so I will finish this tomorrow, and I will see you then. And also, give me any hints that you think I can use for improvement. I'm using the selfie camera, which I know I'm not supposed to, but I can't figure out how to see what I am recording with the regular camera. So when I figure that out, I will absolutely start using the other cameras on my phone. And thank you so much for watching.